It's Chinyere, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you the simplest step-to-step approach to solve quadratic equation by completing the square method. Do endeavor to stick to the end of the class because I'm going to be making it super easy for you to understand. Without further ado, let's start learning. In the previous video, we learned how to find quadratic equation by factorization method. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you the simplest step-to-step method to find quadratic equation by completing the square method. So let's take a look at some examples. So when you're given an example like this, how do you go about solving it? The first thing you want to do here is to move this constant to the right hand side. So when we do that, we are going to have 2x squared plus x equals to 0 plus 10. Alright, then we are going to have 2x squared plus x equals to 10. Now that we have done that, the next step we are going to take is to divide the both sides, that's the left hand side and the right hand side, by the coefficient of x squared. When we do that, we are going to have 2x squared over 2 plus x over 2 equals to 10 over 2. The coefficient is 2, okay? The number before the variable. So we're going to have 2 go here 1, 2 go here 1, okay? And then 2 go here 1, 2 go here 5. So we have x squared plus x over 2 equals to 5. Now, if you take a look at this, x over 2 is the same as having 1 here, okay? There's a 1 which we do not necessarily write. But for the sake of this particular example, I want to write it, okay? So, the next thing we are going to do is to find half of the coefficient of x. So, we are going to have 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. When we do that, we have what? 1 over 4. So, we've gotten 1 over 4. The next step we are going to take, we are going to square this, okay? So, the square of 1 over 4, we are going then we add it to both sides of the word equation, both the left hand side and the right hand side. In doing that, we are going to have x squared plus x over 2 plus 1 over 4 square equals to 5 plus 1 over 4 square. So this is what we are going to have. X plus x over 2 plus 1 over 4 square equals to 5 plus 1 over 4 square. Now that we have gotten this, what we do, let's try and simplify this. Since we have s squared here and s squared here, we can rewrite this like this. X plus 1 over 4 square equals to 5 plus 1 over 4 square. Okay. X plus 1 over 4 square equals to 5 plus. Now, the next thing we are going to do, we are going to find the square of 1 over 4, right? The square of 1 over 4 is 1 over 4 times 1 over 4. We are going to have 1 over 16, all right? And so, by the time we have this, we'll have x plus 1 over 4 square. Now, 5 plus 1 over 6. This is the easiest way to do it. You're going to say 5 over 1 plus 1 over 16. 16 times 5 gives us 80, plus 1 times 1 gives us 1, over 1 times 16 gives us 16. So that gives us 81 over 16. So we have 81 over 16. Now we've gotten to this stage. Remember, the aim we hope to achieve here is to find the value of x. And we can do that by eliminating the square. All right, we do that by eliminating the square. And the best way, or the way to eliminate the square, is by finding the square root. So we are going to find the square root on both sides. So we are going to have x plus 1 over 4 square. Now, having the square root sign, then the square root 2 on the right hand side, we are going to have 81 over 16 plus or minus. When you get to this stage, this square cancels this, okay? So we are going to have x plus 1 over 4 equals to, now what is the square root of 81? It's 9. And what is the square root of 16? Is 4. Then we have plus or minus, all right? So having gotten to this stage, the next thing we want to do is find the value of x. You see, observe, we have plus and minus 9 over 4. So we are going to pick it one by one. First of all, we are going to say x is equals to plus 9 over 4. Now, this moves to the right-hand side. It becomes what? Minus 1 over 4. So when we get this, we can now simply solve. We are going to have x is equals to 8 over 4. X is equals to 4 go here 1, 4 go here 2. X is equals to 2. So how about this minus? Now let's solve for minus 9 over 4. So we're going to have x is equals to minus 9 over 4. Now let this move to the right hand side. It's going to be what? Minus 1 over 4. So we are going to have x is equals to minus 9 minus 1. We have minus 10. Since we have the same denominator, we don't need to stress ourselves. We just write over 4. So the next thing we do, 2 go here 2, 2 go here 5. So we have x is equals to minus 5 over 2. You can leave your answer like this, or you put it in mixed fraction or mixed number. So in doing that, we're going to have minus 2 and a half. It's super easy, just pay attention. So having done this, let's take a look at another example for clarity. Okay, so in this question, the first thing we do is to move the constant 10 to the right hand side. We are going to have 3z squared minus 12z equals to 0 minus 10. Okay, then when we have this, we are going to have 3z squared minus 12z equals to minus 10. Now the next thing we are going to do is to divide both sides, that's the left hand side and the right hand side, by the coefficient of z squared. So we are going to divide here by 3, divide here by 3, and divide here by 3. So 3 go here 1, 3 go here 1, 3 go here 1, 3 go here 4. Then this cannot go, so we leave it like this. We are going to have z squared minus 4z equals to minus 10 over 3. So now we've gotten to this stage. The next thing we are going to do is to find half of the coefficient of z, which is minus 4. So we are going to say minus 4 times half. 2 go here 1, 2 go here minus 2. Now we've gotten this, the next thing we are going to do, what is the square of minus 2? Let's put it in this form. We are going to have a minus 2 square. So after we have done this, now we've gotten minus 2 square. We are going to add this minus 2 square to both sides of this equation. So in doing that, we are going to have z square minus 4z minus 2 square. Okay, let's put this in bracket. Equals to minus 10 over 3 minus 2 square. Okay, minus 2 square. So the next thing we are going to do, let's simplify this, okay? this is still z square minus 2 square is the same as writing z minus 2 square equals to, now we have minus 10 over 3. Then what is minus 2 square? What is it? How do we solve it? To solve that, we simply say minus 2 times minus 2. That gives us minus times minus gives us plus. So we have 2 times 2 gives us 4. So we have what? Plus 4. So we have z minus 2 square equals to, now how do we get minus 10 over 3 plus 4? The simplest way to add up this is to do this. We're going to have minus 10 times 1 gives us minus 10, and then 4 times 3 gives us 12 over 3 times 1. 3 times 1 gives us 3. So we are going to have minus 10 plus 12 gives us 2 over 3. So we have succeeded in getting this. This is going to be what? 2 over 3. So now we have gotten to this stage. The next thing we need to do is to find the value of z. But we cannot find the value of z if we do not eliminate the square here. And we do that by what? Finding the square root of both sides. So we are going to have z minus 2 square equals to 2 over 3 plus or minus. Okay, once you do this, this will cancel the sign, so we'll be left with z minus 2 equals to plus or minus 0.8165. okay, 0.8165. So now that we have gotten that, we can now find the value of what? Z. So first of all, let's pick the plus, okay? Then we are going to have z is equals to plus 0.8165. Then this moves to the right hand side. It becomes plus 2. Plus 2. So in doing that, we're going to have z is equals to 2.8165. all right, so how about that of the minus? We are going to have z is equals to minus 0.8165. now this crosses to this side. We are going to have a plus 2. So how do we solve for this? Is simply we are going to do 2.0000 minus 0.8165. So this cancels out. This 1, this is 9, this is 9, this is 9, and this is 1. So we have 538.1. So z is equals to 1.1835. So this is it on the simplest step-by-step approach in finding quadratic equation by completing the square method. If you got value from this video, give me a thumbs up. Do you love to see more videos like this? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload content like this. Share with friends, colleagues, classmates, and loved ones. And don't you ever forget this. Maths can be easy. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.